Is your soul contract ending? Signs and timing explained. Just as with any agreement, a soul contract can end once its purpose has been fulfilled. Many people begin to sense this shift intuitively, though they may not always understand what it means. Suddenly, something feels off. The relationships, environments, or roles that once brought comfort now feel unfamiliar or burdensome. But how can you tell when a soul contract is truly ending? And what usually happens when it does? Understanding the signs can help you move through the transition with clarity and peace rather than confusion and resistance. The ending of a soul contract often begins with a deep, almost haunting feeling that something in your life no longer fits. It may be your relationship, your job, or even the place you call home. You might start to feel disconnected, emotionally drained, or simply out of alignment with what once felt right. There's often no dramatic event that sparks this. It's a subtle but persistent awareness that something has shifted beneath the surface. You might notice a loss of emotional connection, a lack of motivation, or a quiet inner voice whispering that it's time to move on. This feeling doesn't mean that something has gone wrong. It often means the opposite. It means that the purpose of that situation has been completed. When you've learned the lesson, balanced the karma, or played the role your soul agreed to before incarnating, the contract naturally begins to dissolve. Think of it as a chapter closing in a book that your soul wrote long before you were born. You've read every line, absorbed the meaning, and now the story is ready to evolve. The unrest is your soul's way of nudging you toward your next chapter. For many, soul contracts are tied to recurring life patterns, cycles that repeat until the more profound lesson is learned. Perhaps you've found yourself stuck in similar challenges for years, the same type of relationship conflict, the same kind of disappointment, or the same emotional struggle. Then one day, something changes. You respond differently. You no longer feel triggered, reactive, or desperate to control the outcome. Instead of falling into the same emotional traps, you observe with compassion and choose peace. That shift in your reaction is not random. It's a powerful sign that your soul has completed its learning. The karmic loop that once held your attention begins to unravel. Growth has taken place, and the universe starts to realign your path toward a new phase of your journey. Sometimes this ending comes suddenly, through unexpected separation or change. You may lose certain people, opportunities, or environments without warning. It can feel painful and confusing, but in truth, these separations are sacred closures. The soul contract between you and those people or circumstances has been fulfilled. Trying to hold tightly to what is ending can prolong suffering and create emotional strain. But when you understand that these endings are not losses, they're transitions, you can release with gratitude rather than fear. Each completed contract clears the space for new, more aligned connections to enter. 3. An internal shift toward a new direction. As one soul contract ends, another often begins. You may start to feel ready to move in a completely new direction, sometimes in ways that surprise even you. The hobbies, goals, or people that once excited you may no longer bring joy. Instead, you might crave solitude, deep reflection, or exploration of new passions. Your interests start shifting toward things that feel more authentic to who you're becoming. This internal pull can be confusing. You may wonder, what's wrong with me? Why don't I feel connected to my old life anymore? But nothing is wrong. You're simply evolving. Your energy is no longer a match for what once sustained you. Accepting this shift isn't about abandoning responsibilities or people. It's about aligning with your higher path. Your soul contract will only truly end when you take the new direction that's calling you. If you ignore it, you might find yourself feeling stuck, drained, or restless, because your inner self knows it's time to move forward. This is often when synchronicities start to appear, signs, dreams, and coincidences that point you toward your next step. The universe begins to whisper, and if you listen closely, you'll sense the guidance that leads you toward your next soul experience. Number 4. Emotional and energetic changes. When a soul contract ends, your emotional and energetic body begins to lighten. It's as if a dense cloud lifts from your aura. You may feel freer, calmer, and more centered without any logical explanation. Emotions that once consumed you, anger, guilt, resentment, attachment, start to fade naturally. You might notice that thinking about certain people or memories no longer carries pain. Instead, there's a quiet sense of neutrality or even gratitude. Energetically, your vibration rises. You begin to attract different kinds of people, conversations, and opportunities, ones that match your new frequency. These emotional and energetic changes are signs that the energy once tied to a person or lesson has been released. Your soul has completed its work in that area, and now you're being prepared for a higher level of experience. In this phase, you might also feel moments of confusion or emptiness, like a space has opened inside you. That's normal. It's the void between the old and the new, the sacred pause before your next contract begins. 5. Your outer life starts rearranging itself. Soul contracts don't end quietly. When a major one concludes, your outer reality often begins to rearrange itself to reflect your new vibration. You might experience sudden job changes, relocations, financial shifts, or the end of long-term relationships. What once felt stable might begin to crumble. While unsettling, these external changes are physical manifestations of your spiritual realignment. When your soul is ready to move forward, life starts clearing the path, sometimes gently, other times dramatically. People may leave your life, situations may fall apart, and new opportunities may arise unexpectedly. Instead of resisting these changes, see them as confirmations that your energy has shifted. The universe is simply updating your circumstances to match your new level of awareness. It's like updating software. You can't run a new program on an outdated system. The old structures dissolve to make space for what's next. Soul contracts don't follow the human calendar. They don't end on your schedule or when you think you're ready. They end when both souls involved have learned and exchanged what they agreed to experience. Some contracts last a lifetime, like those with family members or lifelong friends. Others are short but intense, such as a brief relationship that transforms your entire outlook on love or purpose. The key is to trust your intuition. Your soul always knows when it's time to move forward. When that moment arrives, life begins to rearrange itself to support your evolution. The more you resist, the more friction you feel. But when you surrender and allow the flow, transitions become smoother and you step into a deeper sense of peace. Timing in this sense is divine. The universe never ends a soul contract too early or too late. It always unfolds with perfect spiritual precision. How to move gracefully through a soul contract ending. The best thing you can do during this time is to stay grounded, reflect, and remain open. Permit yourself to grieve what's ending, even if you know it's for your highest good. Closure is both emotional and energetic. Spend time in nature, journal about what you've learned, and honor the growth that came from the connection or experience. Gratitude transforms endings into beginnings. It seals the contract with love. Meditation, prayer, and grounding practices can also help stabilize your energy. As you release the old, avoid rushing to fill the space with something new. Let the void breathe. Trust that new experiences and soul agreements will emerge at the right time. Ultimately, every soul contract, whether brief or lifelong, is sacred. Each one brings a lesson, a mirror, or a catalyst that helps you remember who you are. So if you feel the signs of an ending, don't resist them. Instead, celebrate them as proof that you've grown, evolved, and completed a chapter of your soul's story. Final thoughts. Soul contracts are not punishments or random events. They are divinely designed agreements created to help us grow, heal, and awaken. When they end, it's not the end of love or purpose, it's a graduation. You are being prepared for your next level of soul evolution. Trust the process. What's meant to stay will stay. What's meant to leave will fade. And everything that follows will serve your highest good. Your soul knows exactly what it's doing.